Notes for my December 2025 reading of A Short Guide to Reputation Risk by Garry Honey. Ain't no better honey than the Garry Honey who wrote this book. Alright, if you've been here on this channel for a while, this is the third year in a row, third consecutive year I've covered this book, read it, and then done at least one notes video. So here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my December 2025 reading of a book about reputation risk, including reputation damage, A Short Guide to Reputation Risk by Garry Honey, 2009 Gower Publishing edition, paperback, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Friday, 12 December 2025 and finished the book on Saturday, 13 December 2025. It's 119 pages. It took me 2 days of reading. I read 70 pages Friday, 12 December, and 49 pages Saturday, 13 December. And so it goes through reputation risk. It has a bunch, it kind of outlines it, examples, and then it goes through different institutions and kind of talks through some things. And so I had 4 things. This is one I thought was good. So, quote on page 2, image is a one-dimensional mental picture or snapshot without the future or historic element present in reputation, unquote. So you can think of it as there's a person's image like at a moment, but reputation takes into account the history of the person, the present person, and then the future. So if you're not familiar with that. All right, I think I might have covered this before. On page 57, there's quote, stages of risk maturity, and so it kind of goes from unconscious and incompetent, which is immature, to incompetent and conscious, which is adolescent, to competent and conscious, which is maturing, and competent and unconscious, which is very mature, is last. Because think of it, essentially it should be so ingrained, this reputation risk maturation in a person, that it becomes unconscious, kind of how to respond to it. Then let's see, page 73. This one I thought, in reading it, I was like reading and I was reading it and I was like, okay, and then yeah. At this point I was like, this is my YouTube channel. Since the last time I read this and did a book/reading notes video on it was, I think, January 2024. So, quote, page 73, so quote, a reputation protection strategy will focus on maintaining the promised delivery timetable. However, a reputation enhancement strategy will focus on exceeding customer expectation and delivering under a week. Okay, so this one is kind of what I've been doing this past year, is I've been going from protection to enhancement. And then the next quote here, but it is sufficient to show the basic difference between protecting reputation from risk and enhancing it to remove risk. So if you've been watching kind of like my repackaging my YouTube content, I've been removing risk. I've been, if somebody in family complains, just be like, remove them, right? Remove them from the title. I mean, sometimes people are kind of stupid and like I'll have removed their name and I'll deliberately in the video say, this has happened. I said, I am not including names. And then the person thought it was all about them and they were like, it's about me. And it's like, no, honey, I literally even say in the video, no names. So I overestimated the intelligence of certain family members. So I was like, how do I dumb it down since they're not smart enough to connect the dots? Yeah, like those degrees from the University of Washington and working for Amazon and Microsoft does not mean they're capable of basic intelligence. So I've had to do that and then make sure to cut them out of any future content because they're not capable of being good human beings, it turns out. So that's kind of what I've been doing since the last notes video. All right, and then page 88. Measuring reputation risk is, quote, measuring reputation risk is a gap analysis taking stakeholder expectation and organization performance as the 2 variables. Yes, so that's page 88. I thought that was a good one. So it's essentially reputation risk, can think of defined in terms of expectation and performance. What did we expect? How did they perform? And so it's kind of all about reputation risk is gauged on action, right? So there we go. And then, so those are the things I flagged. And then I had 2 other things. So how could I damage my reputation in relation to my low blood pressure journey? Well, okay, I came up with 2 things. Not being able to communicate clearly. So possible solution, going to graduate school in mathematics, that'd be quantitative language learning, and English, so it'd be qualitative language learning, maybe something like a PhD in mathematics. Continue where I left off at my alma mater, my Bachelor of Science in Geology and Geophysics with an academic minor in mathematics, took coursework above required for geology and geophysics. At the University of Hawaii at Manoa, do something like a PhD in mathematics and a master's degree in English or something like that. And make sure I can clearly, if anything needs to be quantified and or qualified, figure it out and use the degrees to just learn the thing and then like apply in my own time if applicable, kind of thing. And then the second one was not going back and talking about my beginnings for my blood pressure research, my cardiology research, study of the heart. So not going back and talking about my beginnings and showing some of the foods from early on. Solution, I've started this, I've worked on this for a number of years now. I've gone back and continue to go back with my YouTube content. And I also keep people, you guys in the loop when I have doctor's appointments. And then the last thing from this reading is return to virginity loss topic. So I think I talked about this in a notes video or videos for one of my 2023 readings of this book. Read new approach, pool of contenders selection. So 10 individuals with contraception as a criteria for selection. So I was like, can I come up with reputation risk in relation to virginity loss? So I wrote this down before 4:41 a.m. today. I was the only human awake in this house and up and active and stuff. And so virginity loss in waking mode, pool contenders with contraception as a criteria. This is a little switch by Tanis on Saturday, 13 December 2025 before 4:41 a.m. So this is it. Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Luke Evans, David Beckham, Jeremy Allen White, Kyle Chalmers, Andrei Minikov, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruce Springsteen, and Jimmy Fallon. Quite a different one with contraception in the picture. Anyway, gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, like normal. It's a good one to return to year after year, and this is consecutive year 3 now with at least one notes video on this